Hi, babies. It's the even more fabulous Mother Love, and I'm just so glad to be here with you. There's so much to talk about. In the meantime and in between time, okay, I'm trying. I touched the button, and I know I'm not supposed to touch a button. Okay, wait, don't touch the button. Okay, I still don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna get it. Don't worry. Oh my goodness, just when you think that we couldn't do any worse. It couldn't get, and we should never say, "Oh my God, you think things are bad now? Wait until such and so starts." And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?" And it's okay. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get it. I can't get it, Mr. Kennedy. Here he comes. And so the mayor of New York City. I'm sure you all have heard about this, and we just keep getting slapped in the face with just all kind of crazy stuff. He's under investigation or under indictment or under something where they said that he has taken hey you go, Mr. Kennedy, that he uh uh over $100,000 in aid and luxurious trips from the Turkish government. Oh, and everybody got their panties in a bunch. I'm telling you, up in New York City, oh, the mayor he's just scum. He's a horrible person, horrible person. And that's not even the case. And he said, I'm not dropping out. I'm not dropping. He said, I'm not stepping down. I'm the mayor of this city, and I will fight these allegations with the fullest extent of the law. Okay, we got that part. Your thoughts on the mayor in New York City?
Well, where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, whether you get convicted of this or not, I can't say because it's too early in the case. But can I come out and say yes, there he has issues because I mean there's somebody in his office that he's working with that has cooperated with the FBI and the Justice Department on this. So it is firsthand knowledge. Somebody in his office has been spilling the tea with authorities about the things that he's been doing. I mean, no, he says that it's all legal, but listening to the
What's all legal?
Sarco,
All the presents that he get and the gratuitous treatment that he gets from the Turkish government. I mean, I thought we had to work with our allies. Isn't Turkey one of our allies?
yes,
Why
but
would I?
okay, but working with them and taking gifts for your campaign, allowing them to you took trips on their airline, and so you bought a coach ticket, and then you was upgraded to first class. Okay, yes, that does happen to people
Oh,
on a lot of
I was
occasions.
getting ready to
Okay,
say, why is that a crime?
okay,
Why is that something to criminally investigate?
I,
If
I,
you got. I like having friends in high places. I like having people that I know that can say, "Okay, well, mother, we don't have to fly coach. We're gonna upgrade you to first class." Because I'm like, okay, I can buy my own coach ticket. But then when somebody else
okay,
is giving you, upgrades to first class from here to wherever they're going, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be costly. And to
okay,
say they
but
can
you
do it on
also
somebody else's dime, I mean, why is that? Is that criminal?
yes, it is criminal. Okay,
Because
now
he
just like
because he's a politician or because he got connections with the Turkish people?
because he's a politician. If he wasn't a politician, the Turkish people probably would not even knock on his door. Now,
Okay,
now be realistic.
okay. I'm going through that. In
Okay,
that vein, that he's been accused of taking many luxury trips on the Turkish government's dime, and they're investigating this.
receiving
Okay, I got a
money for his
question. This
campaign.
is my question. We have sitting Supreme Court justices that are being investigated or looked at, and they done told us, Judge Clarence Thomas's wife, she was in cahoots with the January 6th people. Okay, he's been getting the. How come his gifts aren't inappropriate? How come he hasn't been able to step down from the bench or step away? How can he say he could even make an impartial decision about people doing this when they're doing it? And we're talking about the highest court in the land, the Supreme Court justices, the three that they, just push down our throat. Then we got to keep Clarence Thomas. Then we got to keep Judge Alito, and all of them doing all kind of stuff. Why are some people treated above the law when our Constitution says nobody is above the law, including the next president? And he was president when he got impeached and got found. No, he didn't. Then he got found guilty later on after that. Nonetheless, They're not breathing down his throat and saying, okay, now, Justice Thomas, you're going to have to return these luxurious trips and you're going to have to give back that luxurious camper because you received these gifts inappropriately because you sit on the Supreme Court. So the rules are different for the rich people in the high places than it are for the mayors. And if the mayor gets stuck like this,
how you know the mayor's not
down
rich?
to the constituents, the people in the community. I mean, so is that what we do now?
Once again, so how do
the
you know
mayor's not rich?
How do you know that?
He wear nice suits and they custom made because he buff under there.
So once again, you're saying to me that two wrongs make a right. Okay.
What two wrongs make a right?
Okay, you saying the wrong that you're saying that the Supreme Court justices Clarence Thomas because he took gifts and went on
trips and
okay, but he's not up on charges. Wait,
exactly.
Wait, your point.
So the law is different for him
not your point.
And people in his ilk than it is for us.
Okay,
or the mayor or the lower politicians, as it were.
Okay, you want to know the difference?
Okay. I know the difference, but why is it different?
You don't want to hear the difference.
Yes, I do.
Okay, when I tried to say the difference is, okay, he took campaign money. Okay, Clarence Thomas has never run for office. Okay, the mayor of New York ran for office. He took money to help his campaign. That's illegal.
So it's
always been illegal.
Okay,
once again, the Supreme Court justice did not run for office. Are you hearing the difference? He did not run for office. The mayor did run for office. You're not allowed when you're running for office as a politician to take money from foreign entities. From foreign entities,
so he can't have friends in different countries that we're allies with.
Once again, you just trying to throw it, just like I'm just gonna throw it off like it's nothing. No, you're not allowed to do that.
Throw it off like it's nothing.
Yes, you are. When you say he can't have friends, wait a minute. We do have friends. That doesn't mean you take gifts from your friends and then they turn around and ask you for favors.
That's what
happened. Okay. Well, so did he?
Well, that's quid pro quo.
Okay.
That
is what he's been accused of. Are you listening to the charges?
I heard it.
Okay, then he's been accused of taking money and then turn back around and doing something to help you after you gave him money.
So how come
that is against the law?
Being charged with that? People giving him money, and then all he wants is their vote.
So
he doesn't care about them.
Are they foreigners? Or are they Americans? I keep mentioning to you, Turkey is not America. The country Turkey is not America.
I got that. I know where Turkey is.
He took money from officials in Turkey for personal gains and for his campaign. Personal gains. He took money from them to help his campaign run for mayor of New York City. That's against the law. If he's not guilty of that, then anybody can say, okay, China, why don't you help me run? Help me get elected because then I'll help you get something you want in America. So that's why it's against the law.
So that law doesn't apply. That law doesn't apply. Let me ask you. That law does not apply to a sitting president who is and he'll tell you. Even his son said, "We don't need American money. We get our money from Russia." And
the son is not in any political office. Okay,
he was in a critical office.
Okay, wait a minute. He's not in political office. Now, we're talking about politicians. You have to get your people straight.
I got my people straight.
You're lumping everybody together.
How you gonna tell me I don't have my people straight? I know what I'm talking about. You don't just because I will turn your mic off because you talk. You won't even listen. I don't know what
I'm not listening
today.
You asked me what was the difference.
You're in that mode. You're in that mode. I'm right and I want to be right, and even if I'm wrong,
okay, you say you're right. Listen to what you're saying. It's against the law for you to take money from a foreign country and then turn around and do something for them while you're in office. That's what they're accusing the mayor of New York City of doing. That's not Clarence Thomas. He never ran for office.
Okay, so all right, Clarence Thomas never ran for office. He was appointed. Okay, so whatever the set of rules that he has or doesn't have to follow. I'm talking about when the 45th was in office and all the unscrupulous activity that was going on with them. It was like the media just, I don't know what it is. The people just fall down, on their knees and just say, "Oh, tell me what I can do." He was getting money from FBI and mostly from Russia. Here's a guy that's the president of the United States. You saying I don't trust the FBI, I don't trust the CIA, but I trust the Russians.
Okay, so once again,
Oh wait, I'm
you,
getting
you're
hot.
throwing in other
I'm not
stuff when it
throwing
got
in
nothing to do with
anything.
the
These
mayor.
are
Wait a minute.
facts.
What did that have to do? What did that have to do with the mayor of New York? You were talking about the mayor of New York. Now you want to bring in the
One set
45th.
of
You
rules
want to bring
for
in
one
Clarence
group
Thomas.
and
None of them
another
has
set of
anything to
rules
do.
for the other
None
group.
of them has to do anything with the mayor of New York and what he did or what he's been accused of. So you're mixing in somebody else's mess and saying, okay, well, what about their
Oh,
mess?
so you do agree it's a mess?
One mess has nothing to do with the other mess. The only person that was indicted was the mayor of New York. That's the difference. So no matter what you think about these other people and what they were doing, it has nothing to do with what the mayor of New York is being charged with. Totally different. Nothing that
Because
the other people have done.
he's an elected official, so he gets to be scrutinized more. Well, what about these
All
other
of
politicians
anybody who's
that
an
do
elected
even
official.
worse than that, who are elected elected to office, and they get away with it?
Okay, what then? Maybe he'll get away with it too. Then, if you said okay, other people have done it and they got away with it, then maybe he'll get away with it as well. The fact that he's been brought up on charges for doing it does not change the fact that it's still illegal to do.
I get that.
As if to say that one person can, because somebody else did something, then he should be immune. No, he should not. The reality is he's been accused of what he did while he's in office. What somebody else has done while they're in office and they're not being brought up on charges, then you're just saying, okay, I want to lump them in. Lumping them in does not make it legal or
Okay,
right.
and not lumping them in, they can go individually. A lot of them are guilty of taking bribes and presents
Okay.
from foreign entities
Well,
for
then if
their
they get charged,
influence, for
if they
access
get
to the
charged,
president. How did the Russians get into the Oval Office without any kind of vetting, and they let him in like, oh, these my boys, come on in. This is the White House.
okay,
Now,
so
let me
once
show you
again,
where the red phone is.
you're bringing up something else that has nothing to do with
Okay,
with
I'm
the mayor of
moving
New
on
York.
from that.
Okay.
Let's move on from that. I don't feel like my blood pressure going up today.
All right, because you're talking about two different things. So you're trying to mix in somebody else's mess and say, well, what about their mess? They didn't get charged.
Okay,
the mayor of New York has been charged.
Okay, moving on. Let's take a break. Okay. The mess in Springfield, Ohio, where a woman decided to go online and say to the community in Springfield and the world that the Haitians in their communities are coming into this country and they're eating up your cats and dogs. They're eating up your pets. And this was a blatant lie. And she knew it was a lie. She put it out there, and her argument or her reasoning was, well, I didn't think it would go that far. Now, you put it out on the internet, and you didn't think it was going to go that far. If it goes to 10 other people, that's 10 too many. You had no business spreading a vicious lie like that. And then we get politicians, the former president of the United States and his running mate took that and just ran with it. He spoke this out in a debate with Vice President Harris and just made it like, oh no, they're eating your cats and they're eating your dogs. And she goes, well, I didn't think it was going to go that far. So these politicians have decided to just seem like whatever somebody say something that's really outrageous, I'll go with that. Your thoughts on her starting this rumor and then perpetrating this rumor and the damage that it has caused and is continuing to cause Springfield, Ohio?
Well, first of all, I mean, people know that it's a lie. So repeating a lie, you're trying to validate a lie that wait a minute, that you know that's a lie. Okay, as long as we keep validating her lie by keep repeating it as if it's going all of a sudden some kind of way people going to think differently. Wait a minute, the mayor of Springfield, the governor of Ohio, have both come out and said that this is untrue. The fact that we keep bringing it up as if to say, well, if we keep mentioning it, some kind of way somebody's gonna think, well, maybe it is true. It was a lie from the beginning. It's still a lie. No,
and it's bringing
it up. It's just like I've told you on more than one occasion about how the former president keeps telling a lie about the election was stolen. You keep repeating it, and now you have millions of people who believe that that's the truth because he keeps repeating something. That's the problem of repeating something that you know is a lie, and you keep repeating it. Then people start thinking because you keep repeating it, that
it must be true.
So if we keep talking about it, okay, we know it's a lie. The more people talk about it, the more life comes to it because people are repeating a lie that everybody knows, that people do know
And
that it's
it
a
would
lie.
seem that anybody in their right mind,
Okay.
would be able to discern that this is a lie and it's a blatant, vicious lie. And
Okay.
as a
What would
result,
they
I
be
don't
able
know
to
what she was
discern it?
looking for. I don't know if she was looking for attention. I don't know if this was just something in her head that she decided to put out here on social media or what. And for these politicians who are supposed to be the smartest, brightest ones and in the whole room, for them to just take that and run with it. I mean, logically, you would think if somebody was eating your cats and dogs, you will go tell that to somebody. It went from this woman to on the internet to out here in the ether all over, and where the one of the presidential contenders has said that, and he reiterated this. So it seemed like to me, the ones of us who got half a brain, and I got 3/4 of one, I'll go with a quarter of it I haven't used yet. I'm gonna use it though one day. It's gonna come to fruition. But for him to stand up there and tell this blatant lie and
Okay.
continue this lie going, I think it's important for, especially the people in the media that know better than this. I mean, I wish they had never allowed this to get any legs to it after it went online. And somebody, I think they said, and since it's been shut down. Look at they had to close schools. They had to close the malls. That people are scared to go outside. They're scared to send their kids out, because this racism has it continues to rear its ugly head in our society. And we are never going to be able to fully move forward until we acknowledge the past, deal with the pain in the present, get strong, and we move our country and our communities. That's got to start in your community. I mean, Springfield, Ohio it's really a really nice city in Ohio. And I'm surprised that Governor DeWine, we're from Ohio. I'm surprised that it took him like days to even say something, to respond to it.
No, he did not check him. He told people from the very beginning. See, here once again, with spreading something. He told everybody that it was a lie. That from the beginning, the mayor of Springfield has told everybody from the beginning that it was a lie. So both of them have been telling everybody. So if you don't talk about them telling you that it's a lie and keep talking about just a lie, then you keep the lie going. The governor of Ohio said it was a lie. The mayor of Springfield said it's a lie.
Right.
Okay, so to talk about the other people who spread the lies is you keeping the lies going. Versus just simply telling folks it's still a lie. It's still a lie. It didn't change. It doesn't matter if it's a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It still was a lie. It was a lie.
And it continues to be a lie.
And anybody who continues to talk about it, who continues to bring it up, bring this lie up, is because they want to keep a lie going. It's still a lie. It does not make it the truth because they keep bringing it up. That's what I said. The danger and repeating stuff over and over again, and people are starting to believe. Well, if you keep talking about it, most people don't hear every word that anybody says.
Right.
Okay, so if you take that into accounting, then if you keep saying, well, they said that they're eating dogs and cats, stop saying they're eating dogs and cats because nobody was eating dogs and cats. We're keeping it going because every time we repeat it, somebody may only hear they're eating dogs and cats.
Or as we know, they'll hear what they want to hear.
Well, okay, but if you keep repeating it, I'm saying if we keep saying that they're eating dogs and cats,
well, I think we need to just let's just stop that.
No dogs and cats have been eaten in Springfield.
Okay.
No cats, no dogs have been eaten.
I think what has been done to the Haitian community is appalling. And to just pick out one group, I know this is what I know. I know that Haitian people are strong. I know that they're resilient. I know that they'll have their feet put to the fire and they'll be able to walk through the fire anyway. So my place on that and my take is let's uplift the people of Springfield. Because we know that you're going through a hard time, but don't let that lie have that kind of real estate in your head. You are stronger than that, smarter than that, better than that.
Hopefully the country is smarter and stronger.
And you make
hopefully the country is smarter and stronger than that. If they know it's a lie, accept that it's a lie and move on.
Just move on to the next thing.
And move on. Don't be trying to encourage a lie to keep going by bringing it up because if you keep people,
that's it. I'm done.
Right.
All right. Moving on. This one I was, this is an ongoing saga that
it is
sagaing on to the next day and the next day.
Yes.
Sean Combs, better known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy Love, Diddy Didn't Love. He has been charged and indicted on racketeering charges of sex trafficking across state lines for
Yes,
prostitution. He's got
unfortunately.
they found just an obscene amount of sexual toys and thousands of bottles of baby oil in his house. And that people have been trying to say, well, well, maybe he got to be both his houses are big. Maybe he just don't want baby oil in every one of them, in that kitchen, in the bedroom, in the bathroom, at the pool table. Who knows? But 1,000 bottles, and people, even his lawyer said, I don't know what somebody would need with 1,000 bottles of Vaseline. Not Vaseline, baby oil.
Oh, well, then why did he ask his client?
Why
did you have 1,000 bottles in your 2 residences?
Why you got more than 3 in the house and no baby?
All I said, he could have asked his client that, just like he asked the public that. He put that out there, if to say, well, nobody in their right mind would have that much baby oil. Nobody in their right mind would have all these dildos and other things. Nobody in their right mind. But then why did they find these in your client's home?
He said he didn't know. He didn't. And
I thought because he don't know, that don't mean that his client though. I said maybe he should ask his client. Since he said he didn't know, ask your client, since that's what they confiscated out of your client's home.
Well, one of them said he must like a lot of lubricant. He needs a lot of lubricant. I know what baby oil does
the house. The fact that, it's said that somebody who became that prominent in their life, that they were doing these things that could bring them down. You can't say in one breath you say he's a very intelligent young man to have built the empire that he built. But then why were you being foolish to do things that will bring your empire down?
Because he thinks he's above.
Why would you do things to bring your? So you're an intelligent man. But you're doing things that will bring you down. Why? See, that's the real issue. Is that you have to stop and think what made him, with all the wealth that he had, all that he had accomplished, one of the biggest music producers in the world, that you would be doing these other things that you have to admit, anybody with rational sense has to admit, was a problem. This was an issue that was going to cause you problems, that would cause your family problems. But you continue to engage in that anyway.
One of the things that I was kind of surprised about, I don't know why I would be surprised about it, but there's a list of executives and former executives who they're not defendants, but they are apparently moving out of their mogul jobs, because they got a lot of toys to lose as well, because they've come along with them, and a lot of them have completely enabled him, because maybe he doesn't think he was being enabled. I was watching one of the shows that he had where he was bringing in the girls, turn them into stars and all of this other kind of stuff. And I thought he was really mean and vicious to these young girls. And he said, this is what the business is going to do to you. And I'm thinking a lot of these people who amass this wealth, amass this notoriety, feel like they can do anything that they want to, because they got the prestige, they got the foundations, they got the judges and the lawyers and the police officers on their side, who are saying, oh, well, P. Diddy, his parties are legendary. Okay, you a judge? Yeah, and I had a ball.
They were. They were legendary. Yeah. But P. Diddy doesn't have any babies. So another reason.
When he don't have no babies. He don't have any arm baby, because all his kids are grown. Speaking of that, one of his sons, Justin, has not been implicated. He's not a defendant.
He's been some kind of way. He's been implicated. He just hasn't been charged yet.
Yeah, okay.
He's been implicated.
Okay. This is his 30-year-old son, who people were all up in arms. See, you don't tell people how to spend their money. I remember when he turned, I think, 16, his daddy bought him a Maybach. Oh, and everybody was all up in arms. I was like, you know what? Y'all need to shut y'all hypocritical behinds up. Because if you had a daddy that rich and he could go buy you a Maybach, you would be riding around and letting everybody know Puffy is my daddy. But he didn't grow up really in the spotlight with his father. He was coming up. And then I think after they, started becoming of age, they could be allowed to see a little more and a little more and a little more to see, about his parents and, about their parents and what they came from and what they like. And, and he has Puffy has always presented himself like a bad boy. He a rich bad boy, and he knows that bad boys and girls like bad boys. We want to see how far we can push the envelope. Maybe I can get it right to the edge. Maybe I can push it over. Maybe I could put another envelope under there.
Well, then that's your fault. Then that's your fault. Then that's your fault for chasing a bad boy. Women, you knew before you walked in the door he was a bad boy. So if you walked in the door anyway, you already knew he was a bad boy. So instead of, when young ladies say, "Oh, I'm just attracted to him," but then you saying you asked for trouble, and you know you asked for trouble, and then when something bad happened, then you want to complain about it.
Oh Lord, I can't believe. Let me clutch my pearls and my diamonds. I can't believe you doing this to me.
Wait a minute. You knew he was a bad boy. You knew he was a bad boy. But you went in there anyway. And so if it's common knowledge and you go in there anyway, who's asking for it? You are.
That's still no reason to be sexually assaulted and sexually trafficked.
Once again, you didn't have to,
and they drug
go in there
and rape them.
You didn't have to go in there though.
And they didn't have to drug them and rape them either.
And neither of either should have happened.
Right.
Now you know somebody. If you know that this is, if you already know that somebody's a bad boy, quote unquote, you call a bad boy.
Bad, what you gonna do when they come for you?
And then you chase them anyway. Then you say, "Oh, well, if something bad happened, I don't believe that they did this." Wait, but you already knew that there was a bad boy. Wait a minute, you didn't bother to do anything. You just raced in the door. It's the same thing we talked about with R. Kelly.
Special one. I'm gonna be his favorite.
It's just like we talked about R. Kelly and the fact that R. Kelly, he was really worse because he went after children, and the fact that just like he went after them, their parents should have also went to jail because their parents. You got a 13-year-old daughter, and you're allowing this grown man to take your 13-year-old daughter and take him up under his wing, and you stay at home, right? Where he's taking your 13-year-old daughter under his wing. I'll stay at home and let him take him up under their wing. The parents had bad intentions for their child in the first place. They can pretend all day long, I love my child. I love my baby. I love my baby. But you sent your baby into the wolf's den, but you love your baby.
You love that prestige.
You love your baby enough to say, go into the wolf's den because maybe you come out rich.
You might get a few scars and bruises, and you might be, suffer from post-traumatic episodes. But don't worry about that. We'll get enough money, $40 million or whatever the fee was that they, put out there.
Whatever you sue,
and you'll be all right. I'll pay for her therapy or his therapy for the rest of their life.
But you as the parent took your child or let them come pick your child up and take your child off. At 13, you really thought your child was that bright at 13 that they was gonna go there and nothing bad would happen?
Well, obviously they weren't that bright because they
yes, they were.
Okay
yes, they were. Wait a minute, don't say they weren't bright because they had dollar signs in their eyes, so they were bright. They was like, oh yeah, let's
that's
go.
Not being right. That's being malicious and greedy. I will exploit my child for my greater gain.
I said the parents knew that. I'm saying the parents know. You know good and well that your child is only 13 years old and you sending them around with a grown man. What do you honestly think is gonna happen? You could care less what you're hoping for. You're gonna get rewarded for allowing your child to do that
and to be damaged on your say so and not thinking because something traumatic would happen to us. They would need to tell us. Hold on. If something tragic happened, they would, especially when it comes to sexual abuse and assault and physical abuse and mental abuse and financial abuse, and it's all when you put them all together, it comes out to I want to have power and control. If I can control your mama, I could get to your. This is some people get like really sad.
Think about it.
Okay, I just want to share this story with people because it can get crazy and this business can really make you really crazy. So we know this. We know a young man. He ain't dead. I don't think. We know this young man who I've been around him for the majority part of his life.
Okay,
and he was going through some issues and everything, and he came out here. Actually, didn't nobody know where he was. His mother and father called us up. They were all frantic. And, I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. She said, oh, if you could at least just try to find it, because somebody in California sent his driver's license to them. So they didn't know if he was dead, damn to deliver it. So they get the driver's license and they got the postmark was from California and Los Angeles. And so she said, he must be somewhere in the LA area. So, she gave me some backstory on him, which was not good. But nonetheless, you do everything that you can for your child. And so you and I, we went out to look for him. We went out to try to find him. And God allowed us to find him where I didn't think we would find him. Okay, so we find him. We bring him.
They told us he was on Skid Row.
She did tell. Yeah, she did tell.
Okay, we would have found him. We would have found him if it had not been for that. She told us he was down there on Skid Row, and we went down to Skid Row after church, and he was there.
Well, I forgot about we was coming from after. It was after church, so we all.
It was after church,
and so we find him. And, we get him together. And after the whole conversation, we get him in the car because he really needed to be cleaned up and what have you. He just was very ragged. And I felt really bad for him because I know that his mother did all, and she got 3 sons. And he's so anyway, nonetheless, we find him. We bring him home. We bring him into our sanctuary. We bring him into our safe space. He said he hadn't had a bath, and I don't know how long he hadn't had a bath. So we know he went into the bathroom, and we, I like linen and I like a clean place and I like a neat and tidy. And he was just enamored. He said, "This looks like a hotel." I said, "You ever been into a hotel like this?" He said, "No, but I thought this would be like a hotel, but nonetheless, he gets a bath, we find him something that he can wear in the house, what. So, I said, "Well, we'll take you, we'll do what we can to help you. We'll take him." So I go to I don't know if he went with us to Target or whatever, but I went to Target, and I did almost try to go. I wasn't trying to go overboard. I just wanted him to feel comfortable. Well, we go to Target and we get him at least a week's worth of clothes. We get him a tidy bag and everything, and tell him, "Okay, you can stay here with us, but we have rules and regulations." Okay. And so we laid down the rules and regulations. I said, this was on a Sunday. So I said, by Wednesday, you ought to be acclimated. And then you need to get on a job search, and he said, "I don't need to look for a job." I was like, what? This is not a free ride, dude. You a full grown man, I said, "Well, what make you think you don't have to have a job?" He said, all I needed to do was get myself cleaned up. And even I knew there'd be some women out there, especially older women who wouldn't even care if I hadn't taken a bath because I looked that good and I'm that good with my game. And we were just like, okay, that must be a weird real lie that you're living. So nonetheless, make a long story short, he says that he doesn't have to, and he said he didn't have to get a job because he was going to be a movie star, and he wanted to go, do whatever. And I said, "Okay, so what's your strength? Do you sing? Do you dance? Do you act? What do you do?" He said, "I don't know, but I could do it all. All I need is a chance." I happened to be shooting a film at the time, and I said, "Well, you think it'll be all right if we take him on the set with us? And this will be a way for him to get in and see what people do in the movies and behind the doors." So we bring him in, and I don't know how many days we had to shoot that he was there. But anyway, the producer and the director came in and I asked him, did he want to be a what is
extra.
It? Extra, for a restaurant scene that we were in. And he said, "Yeah, okay." So then they're going around. This is a low budget film. And the majority of us were doing this out of love for the craft and out of the love for each other. Okay, well, I was getting my hair done, and I had lost a bunch of weight, and they was making fat clothes for me, so I would match them together. It was crazy. So anyway, he comes around and he asks the guy, does he want to be an extra in the movie? And he said, "Oh yeah." So they're coming around with the what is it? Not the non-disclosure, but like the favored nations. You giving us the right to use your name, image, and likeness. He didn't know even what that meant. As soon as he got that, the girl was going around getting everybody's signature, and she gets to him, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not signing that." And they were like, "What you mean?" He refused to sign the document. He said, he said he wanted like $200 or $250 or something crazy for his being an extra.
Okay, first of all, okay, the young lady who helped him to start with made the first mistake. because she should not have allowed him to have even been in the scene without him signing the paperwork to start with.
Right.
Okay, she allowed him to be in the scene, and then after the scene, she brought the paperwork back to him after the scene was taken, and asked him, to sign it then. And that's when he flipped the script and said, "Well, no, now I know that it was a free. Originally should have been free, and I was just getting exposure, into the movie industry. But now I want to get paid." So he turned from saying, I'm great. I was being grateful to have a chance to be in have a part in the movie, no matter how small it was.
Mm-hmm.
It helped get me my acting career started. So I want to be a paid actor for a 2-second image of himself in the movie sitting at a table.
Mm-hmm.
So he was the one who tried to take advantage of somebody else's kindness. He was the one taking advantage of it.
Right. And remember, he was stealing food from the craft services table.
So obviously
it was a mess. So I was like, and they go, and the lady who was doing the paperwork, she came to me and she said, "Mother Love, I don't know if you know," and I had the nerve to introduce him as my nephew. And when I say I had the nerve, but that's what he's always thought. So anyway, she said, "He's not cooperating. He won't sign the paper." And so I said, "What is wrong with you? Why won't you sign the paper? I want to get paid." And I said, "No, nobody's getting paid on this. Are you kidding me? You found out he was taking food and putting cereal in his pants and shirt and doing some crazy stuff." And I said, "Oh my God." And so anyway, that's a whole nother story. So he said, "Well, they owe me." I said, "Owe you for what?" Because I let them put me in the movie. I'm like, this was to help you get introduced. Okay, so right off the rip, people are gonna, this is a small community, and people will malign you and will blackball you and won't even, think about who you are. So anyway, we had to shut the production down because he just went to acting a fool. And I'm telling you this story because we get in the car and he's talking about how cool he is and the women just love me and so and so and such and such. Because you told him, get in the car. We taking you back to our house. You're going to get your stuff and you're going to get out. You're not coming out here and jeopardizing my relationships with people that I've been building up over the years. And he just couldn't understand it. So he didn't think, that was no big deal. And then when you spoke up, tell him what he spoke up, what he said after you spoke to him.
I mean, I don't know what.
Okay, in the car when he said, I knew he was pointing to you. I knew you was gonna be a problem, but her, I can get what I want out of her. I told pull the car when you can get out my car and walk back to what. Matter of fact, you stay here and I'll bring your stuff to you, since that's what you think. I mean, he really thought he was trying to manipulate and maneuver. And sometimes, you just got to be hardcore, because I don't want people walking all over me. And he had no reason. We opened up our home. So make a long story short, we coming back, on a set, and we see him on top of a roof of a building. And that's where he had left. Because I told you can't come up in here ever again. You don't tell your draws with me. And so, they said, "Well, will you forgive him?" I said, "I forgave him when I put him out. I ain't got time for that real estate in my head." But that's just to say that some people men believe that they can manipulate women and girls any kind of way they want because they believe they have the power. And, in Diddy's case, he had the power. And the people around him were given power because he didn't do that by himself. He could not do that by himself. He had a whole. That's why they got him on a RICO charge, because they got him for racketeering, because it was a bunch.
Okay,
look up RICO, y'all. Google it.
Okay, but at the moment, the other people have not been charged, and usually there's only one reason why other people have not been charged.
You think they sing like canaries?
Yes. Okay, but wait a minute. This is something that's been going on for years. I mean, these parties go back probably almost 20 years.
25 years.
I mean, a long time. It's not like these just. So this has been something that's been going on for a long time. The fact that they said he could not accomplish all this by himself.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Danica Kane. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Danica Kane was the girl group I was trying to think of that he spoke so badly to them on his TV show.
Okay, but the fact is this: he could not have done that all by himself. When you're building a case, okay, they usually get cooperating witnesses, somebody who, when they give testimony, people can say, well, how would you know? I was actually there. So
I
yes,
saw it.
and so instead of me being
I
charged, because
participated.
I was a participant, but I made a deal with the prosecution to tell them what I knew in order so that I wouldn't get charged or I get a less of a charge.
Mhm.
Okay, but it took them their cooperation for him to
They
be
even get
indicted.
the indictments.
Yes.
So a
So
lot of
I
people
mean,
had to know stuff for them to raid. It was like a SWAT tactic invasion, you know, where they went in this house in Miami. You know, is he in Miami?
yeah, in Miami and also in
And
LA.
out here in LA, you know, and these are massive mansions. And, you know, maybe that's why he wanted to have, you know, need 1,000 bottles of baby oil because, you know, so many people coming and they need lubricant. And every time I think about baby oil and you know, sexual encounters and, you know, trying to be all sexy,
Okay,
it's not all as cracked up to be. Let me tell you what the baby oil. There was a
okay.
scene in, I want to say, is it Waiting to Exhale? I don't know, but anyway,
I
Holmes
mean, we're
got
making too much of the baby oil. It
okay
seems like.
because
I mean,
it's just fascinating to me. You know, I should even, but I just still want to know why you need that much. Well, they say he buys in bulk. I buy in bulk too, so I understand him buying in bulk. I
oh,
just
okay.
don't
I
know how.
mean, the fact that you haven't got any more details yet
No,
leads everybody to wonder what else is going on. But it
well,
comes down to the fact that they said this was an enterprise. There are more than one person that's involved in the enterprise. The fact that you don't hear charges being filed against other people, it should give you reason to pause and say, well, wait a minute, why aren't they charging other people? I
how
mean,
and they
wait a
were
minute,
there. How
security
did they?
guards. Okay, when they said security guards were involved. How come no security guard has been charged yet, to our knowledge? There's no security guards. So that tells you that the security guards have turned on P. Diddy, and now they're providing evidence to the prosecution.
Or some of his suppliers that was that
Well,
young
I
guy.
mean,
I think he was
somebody. I mean,
24,
you,
25. They said he was a runner for them for their
okay.
organization.
Once again, you
That's
nobody.
the only one I
What?
heard.
Who else has been charged? I mean, that's something you might want to look up and see. Has anybody else been charged besides PD? That would be
Ooh.
something worth knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Has
Okay.
anybody else been charged?
Mm-hmm.
And if nobody else has
But
been
they keep
charged,
saying they're not defendants. But I mean, if you're
okay,
not a defendant, why are they looking for you? Why are they
okay. Once
looking at
again,
you?
okay. See, you have to get your information together first.
Well, they giving
That's the difference.
misinformation. I'm just going
Okay,
by
they're not giving
like everybody else.
no, they're not giving misinformation. You didn't get enough information before you start talking about them. Because the difference is, okay, did you look up and see why nobody else has been charged? Okay, if he's the only person that's been charged so far, there's a reason for that. They said it was an enterprise. It was more than him involved in this. Okay, if nobody else has been charged yet, there's a reason why nobody else has been charged. And I'm saying that the only logical answer of why nobody else has been charged is because other people have traded jail time to be a witness,
Keeping neighbor. No, I ain't going to jail for them.
trading their jail time to be a witness. So they're saying, yes, I know I was there, I know what was going on, but I want to be, because I don't want to go to jail. Yes, maybe I participated. Maybe I was at all these legendary parties, but I don't want to go to jail. Now that it comes down to a case that somebody might have to go to jail, so I will cooperate with the police so that I won't go to jail. That's what. If nobody else has been charged, and you're looking it up now to see has anybody else been charged. To my knowledge, nobody else has been charged. And if nobody else
Chaos
has been,
reigns at the Sean Diddy comes. This is from BBC News. Chaos reigns at notorious jail holding Mogul. Did you know that 50 Cent was working on a
okay, wait a minute, you
docuseries?
haven't. Wait a minute, you
I don't
don't.
know.
We want to stay focused. We're looking to see has anybody else been charged because see when you bring it up and you don't tell people, then that it leads people to wonder. Okay, why did we bring this up? I said the reason bringing it up and saying nobody else has been charged means that the other people who have participated, a lot of the other people who participated, and said, "Well, I would trade what I know not to be charged in this matter." That's what I'm saying. In
Okay,
order
here
for
we go.
nobody else to be charged, what did you find?
All the famous people who appear in the sexual assault lawsuits filed against Sean Diddy Combs. He was arrested on September 16th on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. Diddy was hit with a series of after months long. It's a federal indictment comes after Combs. Okay, it still doesn't say one.
Okay,
Okay,
so that was
lawsuit.
the whole
It
point.
still doesn't say how many. Who else has been indicted?
Okay, that's what I. Once again, I keep repeating.
Okay, okay. Here we go. This is what they said, the allegations against him. Quote, we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is an unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. On Monday, following the federal charges, quote, these are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide and looks forward to clearing his name in court. While the federal indictment only lists Combs as a defendant, it acknowledges that his employees and associates were members of the criminal enterprise he led and engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice.
So once again,
he's the only one so far that's been okay. Go ahead.
Okay, see, you read it and then you're not listening to what you just.
I'm just reading what it's in the article.
Okay, wait a minute. I'll say again, because you're not actually hearing what I'm saying. I said in the indictment, it said other people were involved. They have not charged anybody else. And I said the only way that could happen is that the other people are cooperating with the prosecution. So they won't get
wait a minute. So what do you think I'm reading wrong when I'm reading right off of Yahoo Entertainment?
I said that the question that was asked was, were there other people involved, and why was nobody else charged?
According to this article, no, he was the only one. But these are other people who are the series of civil threats that have hit him over the past year, though, list a number of specific, powerful, and wealthy people in Combs' orbit. Some are outright accused by plaintiffs of wrongdoing, whether that be witnessing the abuse and not stopping it or providing drugs to Combs. Others, like Prince Harry, Nicki Minaj, or Usher, are simply mentioned in passing and not accused of any wrongdoing. Here are the well-known people. We got time for me. These are the people that are in his orbit that they're looking at. Aaron Hall, an R&B singer who was part of the group Guy. The plaintiff in his case is named Lisa Gardner. She accuses Combs and Hall of sexually assaulting her and a friend at Hall's apartment after a music industry event hosted by MCA Records in 1990 when she was 16 years old. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff coming up.
That's on the threshold of a minor.
16, you are a minor.
No. In some states, you're legal at 16.
Okay, so if they took her across to a state that mixed up.
Okay, once again, wait a minute.
I'm just asking.
Don't assume. Wait a minute. But that's making an assumption.
I ain't assuming nothing.
They made it. She might have stayed in that state that she was in. I said.
That's a point. Okay. Okay, they're not accused of any wrongdoing. For decades, the hip-hop mogul has been surrounded by accusations of violence, sometimes involving other very famous names. Here are a few of the well-known people linked to his accusations. Aaron Hall, an R&B singer who used to sing with Guy. Music producer Harv Pierre, they worked together for a long time. He was named as a defendant in 2 lawsuits filed against Combs ahead of the Adult Supervisors Act extension date. Okay. Pierre Combs, he was his first employee at Bad Boys Records, so he know where the bodies are buried. And here's another one. Actor Cuba Gooding Jr. And he pled guilty to fondling. One of the guys that somebody else was grooming, so he could pass him around. Specifically, Jones accuses Combs of grooming him to pass him off to Gooding. The two were left alone in a makeshift studio on a yacht rented by Combs. There, Gooding began touching and groping Mr. Jones. The actor previously pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor count of forcible troubling. Is that what it is? A forcible touching. Then the CEO of Universal Music Group and the father-in-law to Sophia Richie, Lucian Grange, is also listed as a defendant in Jones's case. He is accused of aiding and abetting Combs, specifically in racketeering and sex trafficking. Universal's Motown Records had a licensing agreement with Combs. Love record. Oh, and see the plot thickens. Okay. And this is the one, his son's name is Justin Dior Combs. He's 30 years old, and he is not necessarily a celebrity in his own right. He is a defendant in Jones's amended complaint in the United States District Court in the Southern District of New York. I mean, these I've never heard of her. Rapper Young Miami. She was doing stuff to groom, being a part. She is listed as being a part of Combs' sex trafficking operation and accused of bringing Combs' Tucci, a bag sometimes called pink cocaine, on a private jet. I didn't even know they had some. See, we've been out of the game a long time. So here's another one. DJ and producer Stevie J. Okay, he's in Jones's. Singer Kalina Harper. She was a member of the group Diddy Dirty Money, along with Richard and Combs. I mean, these ain't no chump people. Interscope Records co-founder Jimmy Levine. Mm-hmm. So these are some of the heavy hitters that are in his radar and in his orbit. That the charges haven't been found in this case, but charges have been found. Charges in another sex trafficking case that they said P. Diddy and all of them were the mastermind. So it seems like this crap show is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Well, let's move on, because we could be talking about this for the next 2 days. In Switzerland, a group of physicians and doctors have been charged in a assisted suicide. There is a new unit that they have built out of Switzerland. It's a pod, and you lay in the pod. There was this woman. She was critically ill. She had a horrible immune system, and she was in abject pain all the time. She chose to go to Switzerland and have her misery end, because in the United States, we could put down animals, horses, cats, and it's wrong to allow a person to die on their own terms. Euthanasia is just, they don't want to address it in this country. And I think it's a tapestry in our country that we can't make that final choice while we are in our right mind. She made the decision. She had to pass a psych test and everything. She goes in the pod, and her end game is what she was there for. She wanted to die in peace. And the people who were helping her with that, they've been arrested for assisted suicide. Do you think that should be, well, because it's legal in Switzerland, and that's why she went, that we need to be able to come up into the 21st century about how we get to decide what our final wishes are?
Well, first of all, she went to Switzerland to have someone to assist her and her ending her life. Okay, obviously something did not go right, because they will be up on charges.
They are.
So I said something did not go right because they're up on charges. That's correct. Okay, even though she went to Switzerland for this, and suicide is permitted in Switzerland, what they did was not permitted.
It's called euthanasia. It's not called suicide.
Okay, euthanasia. Okay, the fact that it is legal in Switzerland, that you have to stop and think. They did something wrong where they would not be up on charges.
Okay, there's something that they did wrong was help her end her life.
Oh, so wait a minute. See, that's not enough facts. It doesn't make sense. If she went to Switzerland because they allow people to assist you and ending your life, and then they assisted her in her ending her life, and now they're up on charges, well, then something went wrong in order for them to be charged, though. Am I correct?
She died. That's what they said was wrong.
Okay, wait a minute. You're not, okay. What I'm saying, the disconnection. If she went to Switzerland for this, and she got it, and it did happen, but now the people who assisted her are being up on charges. Something did not go right for them to be up on charges. That's just common sense.
Okay.
Something had to go wrong for them to be charged. So we don't know what. Wait a minute. We did not read what they did wrong to be charged.
That she died. That's what they said she did, that they committed the assisted suicide and they helped her kill herself. So they got them up on charges.
Okay, so wait a minute. What I'm asking again is it legal for you to assist somebody in Switzerland, or is it illegal? Because if they're up on charges for doing something, if they're up on charges for assisting her, then obviously either you're not allowed to assist someone, or if you are allowed to assist someone and euthanizing themselves, something went wrong, or they will not be up on charges.
Okay.
It has to make sense. I'm saying what makes
okay to the authorities. Okay, euthanasia in Switzerland is allowed. The authorities in Switzerland decided to say, well, yeah, okay, it's allowed, but you didn't have any business helping her end her life, because yeah, it's legal, but don't do it.
Okay, wait a minute. See, that's double talk and it doesn't make sense.
How's
maybe
it double?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me finish.
Let me tell you what it is.
Okay, wait a minute, because I'm going on the information that I have in front of me to speak on. Obviously, listening to that, maybe it's legal for people in Switzerland to end their life. Maybe it's illegal for somebody who's not a citizen of Switzerland to come and have their life ended in Switzerland. Maybe that's why they're being charged. That would seem to make more sense to me, because they're charging them with helping her to kill herself. Okay, if it's legal in their country for that to be done.
Not kill her. See, you acting like it's murder. This was her decision.
I'm not acting like
this is her decision.
I'm the question that I'm asking, and it's like you're not listening to what I'm asking.
I'm listening to what you ask, and I'm saying I'm telling you what the deal is.
Okay, no, you're not. Wait a minute. If you just wait a minute. In one breath, you can't say that it's legal in Switzerland for you to, commit, for you to be able to end your life. Okay, it maybe it's legal for citizens of Switzerland to do that. She came from the United States to Switzerland to end her life, and now the people who assisted her are being charged with her murder. So maybe it's not legal for a non-citizen of Switzerland then to come there for that reason. That seems to make sense to me. Maybe you can kill. You can't assist somebody else.
It didn't say anything about. Only thing it mentioned about her is coming from America. That's all that it mentioned. It didn't say that it was. Is it legal to?
Okay, wait a minute. So then, once again, I mean, are you even what I'm saying? If you hear what I said, maybe it's legal for citizens of Switzerland to do this, to euthanize themselves. Maybe it's illegal for somebody from another country to come to Switzerland to do the same thing.
Okay, well,
and since they assisted her, and that's what they was charged with her murder.
Wait a minute. You just told me you didn't have the facts, and you couldn't.
Okay, and wait a minute. I don't have the facts.
Go ahead.
Okay, I don't have. I'm saying, I'm listening. Wait a minute. The whole thing is this: she has a horrible disease that there's no cure for. And she wanted to end her life instead of having to suffer. It's illegal in the United States to assist someone to take their life. She went to Switzerland because in Switzerland you are allowed to take your life if you have a condition that's irreversible.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
I asked the question: was it illegal for Americans to go to Switzerland to be euthanized? No, and euthanasia is not legal in Switzerland, but assisted suicide is. Euthanasia is prohibited by the Swiss Penal Code. Now you talk about double talk. That sounds like double talk. And since 1942, Switzerland has allowed assisted suicide as long as the motives are not selfish. 60 seconds. And it said assisted suicide is permitted, but there is no overall law governing. Instead, there are medical ethical directives from the Swiss Academy of Medicine that must be followed. So we'll pick this up again on tomorrow.
They didn't follow it. That's why they're being charged, because they didn't follow the rules.
Because they
didn't follow the rules.
I'm trying to understand what's the difference of assisted suicide and euthanasia. I just want to know what's that mean?
Okay, well, see, that's research that needs to be done. So we actually know what we're talking about. When we
I know
talk
what
about
I'm talking about. And I'm
okay,
talking
all
about
right then.
saying to you, thank you so much for your hot-headed and your passion for all the stuff that we talked about. You know that I love you, and I love you too.
10 seconds.
I
No
love
matter
you.
how big or tall, short or small, thick or thin, matters not. What's